What's up, everybody? We're back here at Stackz Gaming. We're here at the Orcs Lair again. Lots of magic, lots of Yugi, lots of Pokemon. Check out the link in the description. We are here with, what was your name again?
Kyler Smith.
And what did you have here?
So I kind of have my 60 card pile.
Hello, it's Dark Magician Girl. Please subscribe to Stackz Gaming.
But it's Lightsworn, P.U.N.K, and kind of some one tech card ideas.
Yep. I remember I mentioned this a few weeks ago in our weekly meta report. It was a 50 card deck at that time. It was like Lightsworn, Therion, Chaos, but I didn't want to give it all away. Hear people's personal secrets there. But yeah, he's agreed to do a deck profile for us. So thank you again for that. And get started whenever you want.
Yeah, no problem. So go ahead. I kind of split it up by different engines. So I'll start off with the Lightsworn engine. So for the Lightsworn engine, I just went ahead and played 3 Raiden. It's your main normal summon. Obviously, it's your tuner extender. And your main target with him is to go ahead and hit off your wolf. These are the only Lightsworns I play in the deck, even though it's at 60, just because I don't want to brick on non-necessary cards. And really, these are the only cards you really want to do for your combo. To pair alongside with the Lightsworn monsters, I go ahead and play 3 Charge. Again, this is your main combo to get cards into your graveyard faster. And then I'm also playing the 3 Solar Recharge.
These are beautiful cards, though.
Thank you. Recharge is really good just because if you draw into your dead wolf or if you charge into a second Raiden, it's just going to plus you 2 cards, also hand and grave. But we also have ways to get it out of the hand with the P.U.N.K engine. I also run the Souls engine, so if we see more than one of these cards that I can't use, I have ways of getting out of the hand to give me more extenders on the board. So that's it for the 12. For the next engine is the P.U.N.K. So since we're in a 60 card build, I opted to do 3 Foxy instead of 2. I want to see this card in my hand just to give me extra extenders to see cards in graveyard. It's a good card to revive back off the Deer Note. We'll go 2 Xiamen and 1 Deer Note. I feel like these ratios are really good just because even though Xiamen's a good normal summon, I do have the extra Raidens in the deck, so I don't want to have too many bricks. And then the 1 Deer Note is just for the combo to get you started. And then for this engine, I do run the 3 E-Tellies. E-Telly is a 1 card Fiverr. It's insane, this format. I feel like since they have it at 3, you have to run it.
Right.
But I have multiple ways of using this card, so even if I mill the Xiamens, I do run Gamma and Ogre in the deck, so I do have multiple ways to get tuner extenders. So I felt like this card overall was just good, either getting a starter on the field or just getting an extender on the field. Next for the Chaos engine, because we're on Lightsworn, just milling darks and lights in the graveyard just give you free extenders on the board. So for the Chaos, we're just running 1 Levianeer, 1 Chaos Creator. A lot of people actually don't run this card, but I found it to be very good just to recycle back 3 cards in the Banish in the long game. But it also just gives you a free level 8 on the board to go into your Synchro 10s or to go into your Zombie Vampire.
Nice.
We just run 1 Valkyria to summon in hand, but we really want to see it in the graveyard to dump the snow. We're on the 1 white, 1 black. This is just for your combo. And then to pair along with it, we're on triple Chaos base. This is just kind of cycle through your deck. I kind of pair this with the Chaos engine, but it could be its engine of itself. But I do run the Souls engine. The good thing about this is it gives you extra darks in your graveyard, so that way you have extra ways of getting your Chaos engine live. Also, it's another way to send off the soul or off the Chaos base, because you can send this to search the White Dragon. And then you can actually recycle this back since it cannot be normal summoned back into the deck to then draw your free card. So it just gives you extra ways to get a body on the field. Again, this is another way to dump dead spell cards in your hand that you don't want to use to draw more cards. And then a tech card I kind of ran in this deck is the 3 Gizmicks. I actually got this idea from Pack. Pack ran this in his P.U.N.K deck just to give you extra level 8 extenders on the field to either go Zombie Vampire or into your rank 10s. But this card's insane in this deck just because not only does it give you a way to protect yourself in battle phase, but because we're on 60 cards, I'm not afraid to send 8 cards every turn my Banish.
I saw that go off like almost every time.
Yeah, so what's cool is if you have the E-Telly and you don't want to do the Xiamen, you can do the Gamma, and then Gamma in this goes straight into Baron or into a Changying. And then once this is engraved on your opponent's turn, you can banish 8 again, trigger the Changying to banish 2 in your opponent's field. So it just kind of works that way. And then for our power 1-ups, obviously we're in tuner extenders, so we have our one Jet Synchron, our one Shinobi. I actually ran this over Plague Spreader, just because, again, if you hit this off the Fibrex and then you either link it or synchro it, hitting it off the Chaos Ruler in the graveyard just specials both back, and you have another extender for 10. So I actually found this to be better than Plague Spreader, so you're not losing a card. One Snow, and then one Scythe. Scythe actually comes up a lot in this build.
Yeah.
Because you have multiple ways of getting it on the field. And then again, if you draw into this or mill into this, your goal by that point is just to get the Baron on the field, so that standby phase Baron can special summon it back from the grave. And you actually dodge Dark Ruler no more with that. And then the other power 1-up is the one Foolish. That's just to give us either the Wolf, the Dark, or Light that we need to see for Chaos Engine, or just to see the Snow in the grave if you already have it. And then last, what makes this deck pretty good is all my hand traps. I'm actually running 18.
Holy crap.
Yeah, 18 hand traps. I felt this format, it was just very good to see at least 2 every single hand. So with all the gas we have in the deck, you're at least drawing 1 starter, 1 extender, and then 2 hand traps. So for the format, obviously we're on triple Valor, triple Ash, triple Ogre, triple Nibiru, the Gamma package, and then we're also on Droplets. Droplets are very good just because, again, you want to see a lot of stuff in the graveyard, which can then help your combos or just give you a way to kind of blow through your opponent's board going second, and then it's good to set going first. Obviously, these are all good for this format, being able to remove cards, negate cards. I just felt like you had to run all those cards.
So I remember you had Therion before. Was it just too slow, or?
Yeah, so I had Therion originally. It was just a small package. I actually was able to run more hand traps by cutting the Electron Engine.
Worked out better?
Yeah, my thought process with that was if I saw a Therion in hand, it could be good just to give you the Omni Negate, but by seeing a Discoliseum or seeing a Lily in hand without the Regulus in the graveyard, you're not really going to see much combo going off in your hands. You're actually going to brick yourself. So the only way to then unbrick yourself is to have the souls, but that's just the 1-in-1 chance to have it in your hand.
Right.
So I felt like by cutting that engine, running more gas, not only is it more gas, but it gives me more tuners for the Zombie Vampire, so that if I mill any cards, I guarantee myself at least 1 tuner extender.
Right.
So I felt like that was a better choice.
Yeah.
So going ahead into the extra deck for the Exceeds, 1 Zombie Vampire. This deck, you actually want to see it. I know a lot of people in the Punk variants, Pure Punk, don't run it anymore. Because again, they want to see that tuner extender, but because I have so many, I felt this was good to not only get more cards in my graveyard, but to see what my opponent's playing.
Right.
So that way I can see what kind of board I want to set up for myself. And then just kind of have that one flex spot, is just the one Zeus. If I have this going second, I could have the option to go there, blow up my opponent's field, and then combo the rest of my field off. Synchros, for the fiber targets, we're on 1 Formula, and we're on the 1 Water Magician. Realistically, you're trying to get this card for your Scythe combo. If you mill the Scythe, or you have it in the hand, then I can go Formula with a Orochi to then give me an extra Baron on the field by drawing a card. So these are the 2 I felt to be best with Fiber. We're on the 1 Ruler. Ruler is just insane in this format. It gives you free 5 cards. And then again, it allows you to add your Ogres, your Valors, your Nibirus, your Gammas. There's actually a combo I can kind of pull up again if I have the Gamma with the Ruler. For the 10s, we're on the Baron. We're on the Changing. Changing actually comes up a lot in this deck because if you've already gone through your negates with the Baron, I can then go into a different 10 and tag himself in, and then I have Snow engrave, I have Orochi engrave. I have multiple ways to banish in my deck to trigger his effect off to just clear my opponent's board. And then if I'm continuously activating Orochi, having 40 plus cards banished just means this card's a tank on the field. I just can't get over it. And then the last one we run is just the Punisher. That's just for the grind game. If I'm lower on attack points or life points, then I can use all of my tuner hand traps as my level 3s, and then any of my level 8s to go into this card. And then for the links, 1 Anima. I chose to run this over the Link Karibo just because a lot of people don't play around it. But it's also a free extender, so that way if you draw your Jet Synchron, you can Jet Synchron, special this, and then Jet back to go into your Dagda play.
Nice. 1
Fiber, 1 Dagda. We're on Lambda. Lambda's the other card I was talking about, that if I hit off the ruler a Gamma, I actually like to summon this card off of any 2 monsters, so that way I have an extra negate on the field.
Yeah.
Primarily I'm going into this once I've used the Dagger play and set the Scythe, so that way I have something live on the field.
Lambda's too much, man.
Yeah, Lambda's actually really good. We're on the 1 Unicorn, 1 Appaloosa, and 1 Axis Cortina. So that's the full 60 cards. I really wouldn't change anything in the deck, just for the fact of, again, you're pretty much playing chance with this deck, but by seeing 2 hand traps every single turn, you're guaranteeing yourself a follow-up for the next turn to draw into more cards.
How did it run today?
I actually ran really well. I know we did team duels today.
Yeah, I saw it. It hurt.
Yeah, it hurt a little
It
bit.
hurt me, man. A little bit.
But for solos, it's really good just because the main gimmick of the deck is to kind of blow through your opponent's hand traps and then set up a Scythe Dagda, and then you're guaranteeing yourself the Baron Scythe lock, and then on your follow-up you can special back. I like to summon, funny enough, I like to summon back the Deer Note off the Baron standby phase, so that I can link it off, special back 8 extender, and then I'm linking off an Axis on top, off of 1 card.
Nice. Well, thank you again. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.